Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Okay, so let's go over the automated head and shoulders pattern that I have created in Python. First things first, the data for, I'm going to show you two demos or data sets, one for Forex and one for cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency was using this script found here at this video here called
Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net.
Easy Python script to download cryptocurrency market data with CCXT package. So that's using Python option. So what I've got here is I've got two charts I'm going to show you. They're using the head and shoulders with a target, as well as it's very crude. I'm just going to show you the mechanics of it. And the first one I'm going to show you is the Forex data of the US dollar and Canadian dollar. So this is what it looks like. This is the value or the price. This right here in blue is the price line, and this is just a wonky dates, the iterations in days. Now, as I said, in blue we have the price. In red we have the patterns. So we have our head right here, our two shoulders, and as well as our neckline, which is in black here, and those are the minimum points. So another way of putting it, which was very confusing, thanks to people on my Telegram group, kind of helped me out here. You got E, and then E2, then E3, E4, and E5. So E3 is the head, while these 2 points, so E1 and E5, make up the shoulders, and this is the neck points. So what we want to do is we draw a neckline at the minimum points of just before the shoulders, and then the trend line, if it's up, can be a potential buying situation. So here we have two dots, and they are the difference between here and here, or here and here. It just depends upon which one's the lower value. So we have a trend line here. So the difference between here and here in this case is the latest price, and again this is the closing daily price, and the distance between the trend plus that difference between here and here, and also the difference between at the latest closing price between here and here, and that's what the blue dot represents. So it's both the upper and lower. This one is pretty irrelevant unless you were doing inverted head and shoulders. So in my case, the inverted head and shoulders I'm not really all that interested in. I'm just interested in the regular head and shoulders, not inverted, because I'm not interested in shorting. So I'm just only interested in here. So based upon this little green dot is when we have a head and shoulders, and that price, this closing price, breaks through that green, we can use it, and not saying you should do it exclusively, but with other indicators and other patterns, you can confirm and overlay other patterns and indicators for this pricing target as an opportunity. Because historically, using the head and shoulders is that, as a popular pattern it is that we can use this as a potential entry point, and I want to make sure we understand its potential. So here we don't really care about these moves, but what you'll notice here is I'm going to close these out and let it iterate through the next cycle of days, and it's only going to show the head and shoulder opportunities, which really is exactly this kind of pattern, as well as 1.5% between the averages. So I'll let you figure that out and research on your own on what the head and shoulders really means. But you can see how it still evolves. Prices down here, so this is irrelevant, even though we do have a head and shoulder pattern. But this you really won't. This is 1,000 data points. So even if the once this finishes off, there was no buying opportunity because the pricing line did not break through that green dot. But with this particular one, we do have a a buying opportunity. So I'm going to show that to you. Now, let me just go back to the other script here and show you the data that we are dealing with. So if you look at that previous script I showed you for the CCXT to download the market data, and I'm referring to this one here, easy script to download cryptocurrency data. If you look at that and some of the sample CSVs that I've downloaded, I run this one and I can pretty well download any of the combinations from pretty well any exchange, if it's Binance or BitMEX. So can't remember which one it is that I'm doing, but a couple of caveats that I need to tell you about. I believe it's this one we're using, the Binance XRB BTC hourly. Okay, so in order for this script to work here, this particular one that generates the chart, the daily for some reason doesn't seem to work too well because it needs at least 1,000 data points. It doesn't matter if it's daily, hourly, time frame. This pattern is universal in the time frame. So from my experimenting, I cannot get more than 200, no more than 300 data points on the daily data for whatever exchange or cryptocurrency, as well as I have trying to see if there's a limit. The upper limit on daily data, it's up to 500 data points, and that's on, I believe it's daily. With the Binance, it is 280. Now, I can't confirm that, but I think it depends upon when the cryptocurrency was created or was IPO'd on the exchange, and or ICO'd, I guess, initial coin offering. And some of them should go back, but some of them only go back a year and a half. So if you do the math, it might take it 500 data points back or 500 days. But don't forget that the cryptocurrency trades 24/7, so there's no weekends that you got to take or holidays you got to consider, unlike other asset classes that trade around working days. Cryptocurrency never closes. So because of that, we may be able to get, if let's say 18 days, you may get 365 plus another, about 500 data points. But for some reason, when it comes to daily data, I can only get up to 200, just under 300. But again, I've done very little experimentation. So I was forced to work with the hourly data. And as I said, this script needs at least 1,000 data points for it to work effectively. So we're working with this particular one, this XRB BTC hourly data from Binance. So I'm going to show you that. So here we go. Here's our classic head and shoulders. Now, the thing you need to understand is, and this is hourly, right? So you can see the swings are much more extreme in this chart. So here's the trend line, here's the neckline. So once we break this green dot, as explained before, that's a buying opportunity. You'll see that as this evolves. So bounces around on that trend line, and then there it goes. It's ready to jump up. We're waiting to confirm. Boom, there's our buy entry right here because it breaks that green dot, which is the potential entry point. But again, I'll be using other indicators like moving averages or whatever else, Fibonacci. But this is just another indicator, just a pattern to use as one of probably 12 for the pricing entry. So this right here would be a potential market entry using this head and shoulders. And then that's it. So I just wanted to show you this. This is done automatically. You can run it probably hourly and let it run, watching for those price breaks as it breaks through that little green dot. Just want to show that to you, and let me know what you think. All right, talk to you later.